Oh, Lord, the dead have risen from the earth and the sinners are getting their comeuppance. People, it's the Sunday service free show, special Walking Dead edition. That's right. You know what? Every now and then I like to give y'all a little charity out there. So we got to, and plus I don't want to get sued by AMC. So people, we're going to be watching The Walking Dead later. So we're giving you a free show, courtesy of Pastor Coleman. That is who I am. Praise the Lord. Over here we got Brother Deacon Martin Thomas coming at you. Martin's feeling the spirit so much it's come out his shirt. Look at Look at that. Oh my God. I'm getting sick with the spirit right now. Getting motion sickness with your gospel. Martin. We also have in here a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but some people I haven't seen for a while. Edie up in here. Oh, look, Ian's finally come back to me. Thought Ian was mad at me because I was talking about his editing skills. Just flat out told him, you suck. but they always come back. They always come back. Hallelujah, people. Welcome to the show. And for some of you out there, this is your first show because, well, you cheap. And, you waiting for that free show to come up so you can take advantage of it. They're
going to do a free one eventually. I just know it.
One day. Well, your patience have obviously been rewarded, so welcome. Well, we hope you like what you see if you stick around. Yeah, even if you can't pay, we got other stuff to offer you out there. We'll talk about that in a little while. Martin, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, sir.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, it's so good to be here. It's so goddamn good to be here.
Well, first I thought you got mad like, hey, man. No, amen, man. Hey, it's all right. It's all right.
No, not at all.
Usually we go for a couple hours, but we got The Walking Dead that we're going to watch tonight, viewing party with you guys out there. And I wanted to do that because it's been months that people been sitting up here. I've been going back and forth about who's going to be done, who's going to get that bat upside the head.
Wow, I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I know. I told him about today. He's like, man, shit. He almost wasn't here. He's like, man, I got things to do. I forgot that bullshit was on.
I don't mean I'm not into it. I just took the whole summer to not think about it.
Yeah, it kind of sneaked up on me too today. Is it sneak or snook? I'll go with
sneak.
I'm gonna go with snook.
Yeah, Snook is a small town in Texas.
It snooked up on me. I didn't even know it was happening. I even looked up last week that this was going to be the premiere because I was going to prepare for it.
Sure,
but I know. I just forgot. Shit, I don't know what to tell you.
You know what the problem is?
What?
Is that you don't watch any other AMC show. Me too. Because I'm watching everything else. If we've been watching some other AMC show, we'd have seen ads for it.
I was trying to catch up on The Walking Dead. They got that whole build up. And I was I'll watch a little bit of it. I mean, she was still in bed, but I'll cut it on today. They've been showing it for 24 hours leading up to this latest episode. And my mother does that whole thing where she talks no matter what.
Ooh. When
you're trying to watch something, even when you want to watch something with her.
Yeah.
Her and my brother, they got that in common, man. They will talk through the whole thing. And I told her, she said, hey, baby. I said, and she was the one that told me, saying, Your Walking Dead is on. Go ahead and watch that. Sit on down, baby. I'll get you some breakfast. Sit on down. And I'm like, all right. And then right when she's quiet, cooking, not saying a word, right when that shit starts, she like, what they doing? It's like, and I told her, I said, look, Mom, I tried to frame it as work. I said, I gotta study this. I'm not just watching it. I got to study it because we'd have our show tonight based on the latest episode. So if you don't mind, let me just get through this quietly, please. And she, in her mind, she thinks that quiet is, so why are those people walking like that? I say, Mama, are they sick? Why they walking like that? Why they so hungry? I'm like, Mama, they zombies. What zombies? Like vampires? I was like,
pause.
I said she's gonna be quiet. So maybe if I just answer her questions, then she'll just get tired and move the hell on. I was like, no, Mama, zombies are creatures that rise from the dead. They come back and they eat people. They eat other humans. And then that's when she wouldn't get loud and kind of guilt me for religion.
No.
She like, well, that's just God punishing the wicked. And that's why I go to church, but everybody do what they want to do. I was like, I don't say, bitch, please. Really, you gonna guilt me over church over the Walking fucking Dead?
It's in Revelation.
Just say it. And she gets shit all wrong and shit. Well, the sin shall inherit the earth. That ain't how that shit go. But she's a good woman.
She is.
I'm talking.
You gotta love her.
you know what? Let me go ahead and get into The Walking Dead because we got to get into the show in a little while. And I want to go ahead and cover a lot of things with this before the show starts because everybody out there is hedging their bets on who's going to get that head tonight bashed in. And
will it be one person or two?
I'm looking at the chat. Y'all broke. you goddamn right. Now, I put up let me see here. Let me make my vote. I'm going to put in my vote because let me see here. I put up a poll on the site to see what people thought. And right now, out of 133 people, so again, if you're not watching The Walking Dead, let me catch you up. If you just started, a dude named Negan, supposed to be one of the biggest, baddest villains ever, not just on The Walking Dead, but ever, has come in and captured our crew of heroes, Rick and the gang. And just like in the comic book, somebody has died in the most gruesome way. Negan got a baseball bat named Lucille with barbed wire on it, and somebody crossed him, and he said, "You know what? It's cool. I can forgive. Y'all just got to pay. Somebody got to volunteer that ass." And as we all know, the comics, they don't stick to the show, or vice versa. The show don't stick to the comics. So anything could happen. I'm going to get y'all caught up a little bit with a sneak that they released a couple of weeks ago for season 7, showing you what some people think are some clues that they've hidden in there, that they're just giving it away who the person is that died.
I'll be right back. Maybe Rick will be with me. And if not, well, we can just turn these people inside out, won't we? I mean, the ones that are left.
Man, if I was Rick, or the actor that played that show, I'd be like, man, y'all, okay, this shit gotta stop. He dragging his ass like a bitch to the dirt. It's like, we ain't gonna let me be a man on this show. And
Rick's a man all the time.
Oh, Rick getting his ass handed to him now.
Well, yeah, now.
Because
he thought he was Billy Badass.
Yeah, being taught a lesson now, and that's the thing about it. A lot of people are saying that, something worse is about to happen. Now, I'm not gonna spoil that to you for you right there, because a lot of people watched or if they've read the comics. Him going in there with that weapon, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I know what's going to happen next." We might talk about that later. I don't want to spoil it for people right now, because a lot of people are wondering, that's cool and everything, but who's going to die tonight? And we took a poll on the site, and out of 133 people, everybody says that Glenn's going to get it. Glenn has got the top vote. Abraham is second. Maggie's third.
Huh.
And Daryl is fourth. Eugene is fifth. By the way, man, I was a little hard on Negan, or Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays Negan in there. But that guy, he's starting to grow on me now, man. He's
I don't like that guy.
You don't like that? What, the actor?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think he's a bad actor. He just reminds me of somebody in real life that I don't like.
Oh, so shit is personal. A white Corey Coleman. No, who, man?
Just a guy I used to work with.
Really?
Yeah.
And do I know him?
No.
Did the guy have a bat and beat people's head with it? So I don't think it's going to be Glenn. Now, here's a spoiler for you guys. Glenn in the comic is the one that got it. But I think that, the show's been playing with people. They've been throwing people off here and there, and they've been playing things close to the book, making you think that they're going to do what they did in the comic. When they shot the scene of Negan going around doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo with people, the show kind of went frame for frame with it.
Oh,
yeah, they
did.
Yeah, they actually, a lot of people didn't notice that until later. They went back and did, and they said, man, that is probably one of the closest things that they've ever done to being faithful to the comic. And so that led a lot of people, which is probably why people are thinking that Glenn's going to get this. Now, I got my pick, but if you don't, come on up here, Sammy, because you into the Walking Dead. Come on up here. Don't walk like the Walking Dead. Come on, put a little pep in it, man. Let me go ahead and get you on frame right here. Damn, you big.
He's
right,
big.
let me hold on. There you go. Now we go.
There you go. All right.
See?
Let me go ahead and focus you, sir.
That's why everyone thinks I'm short in real life.
Oh.
It's because of these chairs.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to stop. talking shit to you, man. I realize how big you are too.
Yeah, people.
Aren't y'all the same height?
No, you're a little bigger than me. Just a little bit. Just
Taller and bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, when I'm cussing him out, I gotta look up to him. See, you been fucking up, man.
And let me tell you.
That's the only time I felt like a midget. Hey, let me tell you something, man. I'll bite you in your knees, Sammy. But now before we go into it, because I want to hear everybody's opinion on who they think is going to get it. But I want to give some justification for why I feel it. And I have one main one right here, and then there's one that I'm willing to put my money on.
The flex.
One is I'm a little flexible with. One I'm saying for sure. I've already convinced myself that's going to be the one. Now let's do this through the process of elimination here. First of all, let's talk about who ain't going nowhere.
Well, Rick.
Rick ain't going nowhere. Right. You know, Rick he's the one carrying the show. Rick is the main character. I ain't gonna do anything with Rick. This actor, what's his name? What's that actor?
Andrew Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln just bought a house. He said, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but everybody on this show buys a house until they find out, like, I can't make that mortgage payment no more.
So they just kill him just to fuck with him. Yeah. Don't marry me. We'll bring you back as a zombie. But his son, Carl, people are saying, well, maybe they'll shock everybody. They'll kill a kid. They ain't killing no kid on the show. Nah. They ain't doing that. You know, they've already kind of done it, but they ain't going to do it in some gruesome way where he gets his head beat in. You know, if a kid comes back as a zombie, that's fine. If a kid, might get a gunshot wound, but ain't nobody going to beat no kid's head in.
I also think Rick would be completely losing his shit right now.
Right.
Yeah, he's losing it for people he don't even have anything to do with.
Yeah.
Non-relatives. And plus, they are kind of setting up Carl to be a badass. You know, they already took his eye out.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's got an eye patch. You know, he's going to be running shit pretty soon.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Carl's a villain at some point. Because
he's a new governor.
He's a new governor because he got that eye patch and shit. Well, I got to be a villain now.
Yeah, you wouldn't be too surprised, actually.
Yeah.
With the comic books.
You're like, damn, I've seen too much shit.
Or haven't. Take it.
Yeah, one I couldn't even take it. Just left his body. The other that's not going to get it. And let me see if I actually pulled her up here. I did not. But the other that's not going to get it here is, and everybody agrees with me on this, Michionne.
Michionne?
Yeah, I think Rick would be crying harder also if it was her.
And plus, you can't kill her. I mean, really, you can't physically kill her, man. Something about this woman. I mean, she look at that bat. That bat, she's just that tough. Ain't nobody gonna buy that she's gonna die. You know, she ain't giving up that easy just yet. In fact, people felt like when Negan went to her, they're like, you better get the fuck on.
Right.
You better step on.
I wish you would.
You notice how she's waiting for him to make a move. And the other one that's not going to get it is, and those are the ones that are like,
set in stone.
They're set in stone. Those are the ones that, those are fan favorites. So like people would stop watching if they did that. Now, the other one is Glenn. Glenn, too predictable. I don't think Glenn's gonna get it. Damn, what is Glenn Mallow like an anus right now?
That's photoshopped.
Is that photoshopped?
That's definitely photoshopped.
Yeah, he's doing the Danielle right there.
Yeah. Got his duck. He's got a selfie mouth right now.
Why did you pick that picture? He's definitely not doing that, man.
I don't know, man. Shit, he got the mumps or something.
That's freaking me out, actually.
He's like a hamster hiding food in his cheeks and shit. But Glenn is too obvious, if you ask me. He got it in the comics. They're not going to be that obvious with it. Plus, they did that whole thing where they teased it.
He had two fake deaths.
Exactly.
Sometimes he should have died. But I felt like they were doing that to soften us up.
Oh, good point. Good point. I just think it's a little too easy, and they mess with us a little bit too much about that.
Like at first, killing Glenn's like, oh no, man, you can't kill Glenn. He's my favorite character. And after he cheated death twice, you're like, oh, okay.
Kind of like at this point, it's kind of like, you ain't gonna do nothing. Oh shit.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
I see it more like them going like they want to like make it not so harsh to where you're like, well, he should have died that last time, so him getting it now, it's just kind of like Final Destination.
True. Like he dodged it too many times.
Yeah.
Like he dodged it so many times that he got it bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said in Final Destination, like when people dodge death, you just don't die. Like death makes you pay for that shit.
Right.
And he died in the comics, so people will go like, well, yeah, that's by all rights he should die.
Right.
Now there's others out there that people are saying Abraham. People are saying Abraham.
A lot of people are saying Abraham.
Yeah, I could see Abraham.
Now how can you see Abraham?
Well, okay, say if I'm Negan and I'm not going to kill Rick because I need him to lead everybody, probably the next person who I see as a big threat is the biggest dude there.
Mm-hmm. And there's some people who are saying Negan's gonna do it because Negan wants you to know he ain't no bitch.
Right.
And if he takes out the biggest dude there,
Yeah.
that's some prison shit.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Walk up and just hit a dude in the head.
Yeah, and a lot of people are thinking that he's the only one that could take a hit like that. Because in the comics, Glenn was the one that took the hit and then stood up again. In this world, they say like, oh, he's the only one that could take a hit from a baseball bat and stay up. So
Okay.
that's a big
Now,
thing.
my theory is that people, they like Abraham, but they don't love Abraham.
Right.
Yeah.
People gonna be like, people will say like, if you kill him and this other person right here, people are saying, hey, it might be him or it might be Sasha.
Yeah, they could go like, well, we got another black woman on the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's about that time.
I mean, they kill off black people, usually black men. But they're like, well, we already got another black woman.
Yeah.
At the same time, I wonder if there's ever going to be a point when the criticism catches up to them and they go like, yeah, we got to stop.
Oh, it's caught up with them. They just fucking with us now.
Yeah.
You know, they put
Black Lives Matter on The Walking Dead.
yeah. No, it do not. You know?
Are they in Atlanta? Like, that's where black people come from, right?
Oh, we got plenty to choose from.
Okay.
Shit, that's why Atlanta would be safe. You know how many Negroes there would just stop this shit immediately?
Right.
You know, it's yeah, they play musical black man, but it's starting to get to that point with women now.
Yeah.
You know, so they saying maybe, and a lot of people even want it to happen. They like, man, you don't kill enough black men. You know, why don't you pick on a chick for once? You know, put a black woman in the mix. Stir up the pot a little bit. I wanted to go because I don't like her vampire's widow peak that she got right there.
She's cute. I like
Oh, she's cute. Don't get me wrong. I just see Eddie Munster every time I look at her, man. With that point in her head. Sometimes it's just too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Eugene.
See, what makes me think it'll be Eugene is just going just purely off of Rick's reaction and there's somebody crying in the back, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
And that makes me think, okay, it's somebody that they won't mourn that much. It's like, well, they've come to reluctantly like Eugene just because he's kind of cleaned up and tried to go the right way, but he kind of fucked them over before with all his bullshit and lies. And then even in this, they gave him a job. He volunteered, like,
Yeah.
I'll be the one to distract him.
Yeah.
And then he ends up coming up, oh, sorry, guys, I got captured.
Yeah.
God damn, man.
Well, that's why they say this is going to be the last time that he's going to get up and try to be a man.
Yeah, could be.
Now, my pick is, and I'm sticking strong with this.
Don't you steal my pick, man.
I don't know.
'Cause-
Depends on what it is.
Well, no, because we made it a couple weeks ago. I was the one that claimed. That was the only one that claimed my stake, and so go ahead.
I'm going to pick Daryl.
Oh, okay.
Daryl, I don't know who yours is now. And I'm picking Daryl because Daryl is, to me, y'all want Daryl. Daryl is a fan favorite. I know everybody's going to be upset, but Daryl seemed like he just want to go.
Yeah, this last season, he didn't do shit.
Yeah, Norman Reedus seemed like, you know what, I didn't do shit this episode. I'm trying to get out of it. Every time they shoot a movie in Atlanta, he's in it. You know, he's got his own show now. He's got that, Ride with Norman Reedus.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got his own show. I mean, I know he's in Atlanta doing this, but that's because he has to be. He's kind of like, shit, if I didn't have to do this fucking Walking Dead, I could be riding all across the country.
All right.
The other thing is that people, like the nerd girls, are starting to love him now. So it's like, I can get action in another area, man. All these girls are loving me, and I'm just doing video games. Video games are easy. All I got to do is just go and do some motion capture.
Oh, there's a big strike now.
What?
Video game motion capture artists and voice actors, they're all on strike.
Oh, so.
I read that right before I came over.
Yeah, so he might.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tired of not getting paid well, and they got told, like, well, nobody cares about the voice, so they all went on strike.
So that's Norman Reedus talking to the producer. Please don't kill me. I talked all that shit. I'm sorry. No, I really want to be here. You know, they say, do you like your job? Yeah, I like my job. The only thing that's throwing me off about Daryl is Maggie. I think Maggie could possibly, is that yours?
That's my pick. Yep.
Okay, why is that yours?
All right, can we get into outside spoiler territory?
Sure.
She hasn't been seen on set. The other ones kind of have in little bits and pieces, so she's been vacationing in weird places and things like that and doing other shit. And so
The boy.
Yeah, and so I'm just like it makes sense. It would be super graphic. She's pregnant, so it would be super brutal and people would lose their minds. And to be honest, I think there might be another person that'll go too, but she's going to be either the first or second one, obviously.
You know what?
She's got to go.
See, I went and did some detective work on this.
Oh, my God.
I looked close. I went in and scrubbed through every frame to get clues. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the evidence that we got right here.
Okay.
Now, I want y'all to take a look at Exhibit A. What do we see? We see Rick, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But what is it about Rick that you notice?
He's wet.
He's wet. Wet with what though? Blood splatter. Blood splatter on what side of his face?
The right side.
The right side of his face. Who was on the right side of Rick? Maggie. And Maggie is very close to him. Now, it could be that Abraham's head is so big that blood just came splurting. Just splurted across the whole camp. But, you know, she's very close to him right there. The reason why I didn't think Maggie, because I said, you know what, that'd be a bitch move on Negan's part.
Yeah.
To kill a chick. Negan talk all this shit, and what, you gonna hit a girl now?
Right.
So I'm kind of I'm ruling her out. So I'm choosing Daryl just for the reason you said. Like, you know, Daryl's going off and doing other things. You say Maggie's not on set. So I don't know.
Killing a pregnant woman is just so gruesome. And that's that kind of like, this has left a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't know if I want to watch this show.
I'm looking at it right now. We are at, let me see here. Oh, shit, I stopped it. Damn, sorry. Here we go.
Yeah.
You can breathe. You can blink.
We got 30 seconds before it starts. You know, we were talking about who's going to down the show, and we gave our opinions. He says Maggie. He says, what'd you say?
I said Eugene.
Eugene, that's right. He thinks Eugene's going to get it. I think it's a toss-up. Not even a toss-up. I think Daryl's going to go. But I said...
You're out of your mind.
I can see why.
Daryl's too significant.
Fan favorite, man.
You're out of your mind.
His shirts have been made saying, if Daryl dies, we riot.
They ain't going to do shit.
But they've had that since like season 2. This has been a thing.
Daryl ain't going nowhere.
That's the thing. People going to be mad no matter what.
That's true.
So, you know, it's a no-win situation, which is why I say Daryl can go. But real quick, who do you think?
I think Abraham.
Abraham. Why?
That's a good choice.
Well, I guess just because it's kind of been leaked that he's the one that's going, isn't it?
You can breathe. You can blink. You can cry. You're all going to be doing that. Back to it.
Was that Glenn?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Come on.
You know what? Martin said, nice going, Daryl. But
He had it
and
coming.
y'all, and look, we're all to blame for this because y'all are just like me. When they took out Abraham, we were kind of like, that's it. That's all you got? That ain't shit. And then they came in and killed Glenn, and nobody saw that coming. I kind of feel like I'm responsible. Well, good call though. Good call. You said Abraham was going to get it, and he did. Did you say Glenn?
He said,
No,
Well, and finally, I said Eugene.
Eugene.
yeah, he said
But
Eugene.
I had my reasons for they were both my second pick.
My soul hurts. Oh.
I know. I like the way AMC just they heard us. Oh, y'all want to talk some shit, huh?
Right.
They're like Negan.
They were like Negan. Okay, all right. You want to talk some shit, Glenn? Man, say all this. Look,
They did the eye thing. Oh
I
my
don't know
god.
if that's realistic, though. I don't feel like you can really
Well-
beat someone's head in like that.
Yeah, you could.
Really? To where
If
it's
Felix
the
is saying it, then
skull.
I believe it.
Felix, what you talking? Felix has done it. You know, so Felix speaks from experience.
Yeah, the skull would just crumble.
Really?
Bone.
Yeah, it's only 10 pounds of pressure.
Why'd they have to take Glenn?
You know
Because
what?
Daryl's talking shit.
Glenn has cheated death twice before.
Yeah, Glenn had it coming, I guess.
And here's the thing about Glenn. I'm gonna pull this up. It was gruesome, and a lot of people said, "Man, you don't have to go that far." Even Danielson up here saying, "Man, that's going way too far."
Yeah,
That's
it's a
too
little
much."
too far.
But a lot of people talking
panels,
shit.
man.
They were saying AMC ain't gonna show that shit, not like they did in the comics. That shit was too hardcore. Well, guess what?
Exactly like it.
Yeah.
They did. That's exactly what they did. They you can see it almost frame for frame what they did. The hand shaking in the foreground,
And the eyeball and everything.
the eyeball coming out like we see right here. You know, hey man, for whatever it's worth, for all the shit that we were talking before, y'all could have stopped the episode right now. They could have made this like a 20-minute episode.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I mean, I kind of need a break right now. You know,
Yeah. I have not wanted a commercial break more.
So where do we go from here?
Welcome to a brand new beginning, you sorry shits. We'll be back for our first offering in 1 week. Until then, ta-ta.
The Walking Dead.
Holy shit.
Too much.
They just took a whole season of Game of Thrones and put it in here.
Someone in the chat said, "Your name is Toby."
And the chat is right. They reeked his ass.
Yeah.
And I feel like an asshole now. It's not until Negan called Rick a bitch that I was just like, wow, that just don't sound right, man. That's just mean.
Yeah.
You know,
But no, this is what you wanted to see. Are you not entertained?
I feel bad about
No,
that.
that was something you see.
I feel
man.
very bad about that.
Do you feel beaten down like Rick does? Because that's the point.
And are you still shaken up by this?
I mean, I'm just mad that Glenn died, to be honest. I mean, I know he's dodged death a few times, and we've been there where we're like, fuck, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then he came back
He
in
went
a
out like
tacky
that,
way.
though.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, it just sucks.
What I missed? Who died? Well, I'm checking in at the Veterans Administration. I got major PTSD right now.
Right?
AMC was kind of like, all right, you know what? We got you. We're gonna up Game of Thrones. And we're not even on HBO. You know, we on regular cable.
Yeah.
And in a way, they did. They took you know, almost a whole season of vileness and put it in one episode of The Walking Dead, and that's just the first episode of this season.
Yeah, it was like two of those Oberyn Martell head explosions in one episode.
Yeah, man. It's exactly like seeing your head get crushed over and over again. At the same time, effective villain, charming, but not so much to where you laughing at him. Hey, look, in a way, well, maybe charming is the wrong answer.
Charismatic?
Charismatic. I mean, charismatic as fuck. You're going to do what he says.
Yep.
Powerful.
You know, and just cruel in a way that I see. The funny thing is, it's cruel, but I'm not saying it's right, but for Negan's needs, I see what he's doing.
Sure.
I mean, he's breaking people down upon breaking them down.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want somebody who's like, one of these days, I'm going to get you. It's like, no, you're not.
One of these
Blam.
days.
Yeah, no. Everything he delivered on. He's honest. He's straight to the point. And and again, like I said, he drives it home no matter what condition you're in. Because I was like, come on, leave the guy alone. Because he's like, I need to see that look. And I'm like, what look? The look after you see somebody getting their head bashed in? I mean, why can you ask me for a look when I'm in a state of shock? But you're going to give him that look.
Yeah.
Before the
You
day
can get
is
shocked
done.
later. Listen to me right now.
Yeah.
The way he is in the comic, he actually, that is in the comic. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but he was a gym teacher. And he bullied the students. But they all liked him.
Yeah.
He said, I talk shit to them because, Jesus, you should hear the shit they talk to the other teachers. You know, if I don't do it, then, they're not going to respect me either. I'm not going to take that. And a lot of people are wondering if that's an element that's going to be brought into the show like they did with the governor.
Yeah.
Or they could pull an opposite governor where this guy, he has a backstory. It came after the show came out, but they're not going to give it to him because, that's what people are expecting. And people are probably at the point where this asshole, I don't give a fuck what his backstory is.
I know, at this point,
Fuck
who
'em.
cares?
Yeah.
We're too far gone.
Yeah.
I know how you feel about the characters. How'd you feel about the episode overall?
Well, I thought it was really good, and I'm glad that they satisfied all of our needs and all of our questions. I thought it was a little slow, but then again, that's just the pace of The Walking Dead at this point.
It is getting to a point where the special effects department, they're just doing gratuitous shit.
You're having fun.
You see that one zombie where he had gout of the throat, and, they just went and just dug all that shit out. It's
They literally put some Jello pudding in there.
yeah,
It's just-
like he had a snot bubble come out his neck.
Right.
Yeah, they're doing things like that where the zombies are there just for cool effects, and and the people that are there for the character building. Except, like I said, it's been a cycle, but hey, this cycle is actually gone to a good point. I don't know. How'd you feel about it overall?
Oh, no. You guys are right about everything. It was a satisfying episode. It's the way you want to start things off.
Especially how it ended. You want that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it hits all those points. I was looking for when they show, like, coming up in the season, and I just go, like, yeah, it's still going to be just more of this bleak downward spiral, but I don't know. I guess that's what it is. I honestly, I feel like they gave me so much here that I could not watch it for a while and come back a few episodes later.
So now all the things you were saying, how bleak it is and how it's depressing and how you can't take it anymore. I mean, come on, man, this is a hell of a depressing episode.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's the first show of the season. Can you come back? Can you stand it?
I could come back later, but the thing is, what I want to see now is how they rally and
Overcome it.
overcome it. Yes, and what we've seen here is like, well, that's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. How can they?
I know how. Pimp with a tiger. That's how, Martin. Come on, man.
That's the one thing I was
Pimp
going to
with
say.
a tiger.
Like he's the one outside element that could turn the tide of all this.
And that'd be so cool, man, if that tiger comes in and just takes out everybody.
I want zombies, I want to see that first, how he takes out zombies and shit. Like, why is it useful to have a tiger? It eats a bunch of food and a lot of resources to maintain a tiger. So
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he could eat zombies, I don't see why you'd
I know. They aren't fresh.
Doesn't he turn into a tiger zombie?
Would he turn into a tiger zombie? I also want to see that, too.
Well, we
that
haven't
would be
seen any
dope.
animal zombies
Yeah,
so
we
far.
didn't see how it affects them.
Because, we are at a point now, like, just looking at Carl's age, they've been out here so many years that every zombie would have deteriorated by now.
Yeah.
There might be some from new people who die, but nothing like these hordes.
Well, again, that's the thing that makes me so amazed that this show has lasted so long, because it's on a premise that makes no fucking sense at all. I mean, people talk about suspending your disbelief.
Right.
I mean, you took that shit to the pawn shop and sold it. It's like there's so many things in here that are ridiculous, but they do the writing for the humans are so well. Except they make some missteps. If there's one thing that made me take this show down a notch, is the way they ended it. They did not need that
cliffhanger?
Not the cliffhanger, but that whole the flashback of people sitting at the table.
Oh yeah, they did. I think they wanted to give Glenn his last moment. It was just for the two characters who died, Glenn and Abraham, just to go like, hey, we know you loved them. You get to see them in their glory one last time.
You don't
remember Glenn this way, not with his eyes bulged
And
out.
it's a little bit of balance. It's balance.
You don't need no Full House fucking sitcom thing, sitting at the table, everybody eating Thanksgiving dinner.
But I think it shows they're humans and they still have hope.
That is so cheesy. Okay, now if I had directed this episode, here's what
You make the audience kill themselves.
Here's what I would have done. I would have killed Daryl first of all.
Yeah.
But
Chop off Carl's foot.
I would have cut off Carl's arm. I would have gone through with that. No, what I would have done is I think that just is so blatantly cheesy and so manipulative, showing these people at a table eating especially with the the haze on the screen,
sunrise.
Yeah,
What is the quote that Negan was saying, man?
exactly.
It went with that, saying you thought this was gonna happen, and as silly as it sounds, what did he think was gonna happen? That stupid shit.
Again,
I agree with Sammy.
Again, you know what? I think better writing is not blatantly showing you what somebody said. You thought you were gonna live together? You thought y'all were gonna look like this, and he cuts on the screen and he actually shows it to you.
What would have been your last shot?
I think because it would have been more personal, less cheesy, if they would have shown Maggie being broken down, having pictures of of her and the times that her and Glenn had together, and also go to
cheesy.
That's pretty cheesy.
That's more cheesy than sitting at a fucking table eating.
Yeah, but it's more, there's more to the story than just Maggie and
We already
Glenn.
had Rick going in his head doing those flashbacks.
With her
sometimes.
crying, her holding her stomach, her thinking back to if you want to show Glenn, like without his last image being that, show her looking at a picture, show her thinking about it, and I show her smiling, show her just breaking down even more, show how it was tearing her apart. And for the two girls that were into Abraham, maybe show them comforting each other, and show one of them really breaking down and thinking about how thinking about good memories of Abraham.
Nah, man.
That's a lateral move.
That wasn't a lateral move with the table. We just not going to agree on that, man. Because that table.
You know what okay.
No,
yeah.
we just not going. But I hear you out. But I can tell you, we ain't going to agree.
Okay.
What was it?
I'm saying what you offering is no better than what they did.
I think it is.
Well, of course you think it.
You said it.
This is not a democracy here.
This is a Cordy potato shit.
This is a Corey Tater shit. Tater tots for everybody. But that's just me. GameFly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. GameFly has given me an excuse to do that. And you could even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere, because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month. Just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. You know, if you go to our link, trylootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in bridge 10, that's the word bridge and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.